Welcome, welcome everyone. It's Mike from Downtown Comics, and we're here to talk about all the new comics and covers releasing this Wednesday, July... What the heck's the date? It's the 17th? Yeah, let's go with that. 17th, because I don't want to restart this video. So, July 17th, we're in the middle of July, and it is a hot one here, and we've got a hot table of comics to look over. God, that's bad. You're a script writer. All right, anyway, downtowncomics.com is the place to go to check out all the comics and covers, some of which may not be on this table. As always, like, sharing, and subscribing is very much appreciated. Let's get going. We've got a full table. Let's start with Marvel this week. All right. Marvel still reprinting all the Amazing Spider-Mans in the 250s. So we're on 258. That's an iconic cover from my youth. We've got a lot of Blood Hunt stuff wrapping up this week. Dracula, that miniseries at number 3 is the final issue. We also have the final issue of Blood Hunters, the anthology, at number 4. Now that title is coming back as an ongoing, I guess, coming up, so we'll see. One of our big releases for Marvel this week is Phoenix, the second of the new X-Men books. So she gets her own title, and she gets a lot of cool covers to go along with it. So, really hard to pick a favorite there. All right. In the Ultimate universe, we have Ultimate X-Men number 5. Another big launch is Namor is back with his own series, and Jason Aaron is writing it. So, all right. I'm intrigued. Here we go. All right, I think we're wrapping up our What If Aliens, the Carter Burke story, or the alternate Carter Burke story. So that's going to be another Blood Hunt miniseries wrapping up Amazing Spider-Man at number 3. That one is going to be done. Scarlet Witch, number 2. Do I have more than... Nope, I just have 2 covers. And wrapping up this run of Iron Man, which has been tied in very closely to all the X-Men stuff. So they're wrapping it up with issue 20, and we'll probably see Iron Man again very soon. So you may want to finish that run out. Spectacular Spider-Man hits number 5. Spider-Woman. Brand new Star Wars. Let's see what we got here. Lando cover. We're still doing our Phantom Menace. That's good. All right, and what I believe to be the last of the X-Men one-shots that tie into Blood Hunt, Laura Kinney, X-23, gets her own one-shot there. All right, Hulk 14. Okay, so this is the beginning of Weapon Extraction, all right? It's an 8-part backup story. Wolverine, Deadpool, of course, to celebrate the movie. But it's not in either Wolverine nor Deadpool. So, you know what? Head on over to our site to find out all the different parts. But yes, if your local store hasn't ordered these yet, you may want to let them know you're going to want those because they're in a bunch of different titles. So, Incredible Hulk has part 1 of that event. All right, Daredevil, the Elektra Daredevil, she gets her own miniseries. And another event that's going through a lot of things started in a Thanos annual. Part 2 was an Amazing Spider-Man annual last week, and now we have part 3 of the Deathstone saga, and it's in the Immortal Thor annual. So if you're following that, that's the new annual. And that's it for Marvel this week. I guess a tight week. We do have some second prints that I'll show you in a second. Let's move on to some other stuff. We've got a new Star Trek. And we're also going to follow it up with a Star Trek annual. Data-centric there. Our Untold Destiny of the Foot Clan. I believe that's wrapping up at 5. I think that's the last issue. And Rocketeer is back with a new miniseries. Always glad to see that. And another Turtles book this week, The Animated, at number 15. All right, so we do have a couple of reprints that I put on the table in the wrong spot. So Ultimate Spider-Man 4 gets a second printing. Ultimate Spider-Man 5 gets a second printing. Helverine number 1 gets a second printing. And Blood Hunt number 2 gets a second printing. So, all right, on to some independents. I Heart Skull Crusher. Remote Space from Image gets to number 2. That's right, the biker mice from Mars gets their own miniseries based on a comic from the 80s, which, man, I saw it in a rando box of comics I had, and I was trying to remember back to those days. But I guess it's been optioned maybe for a show or something. I don't know. Red Sonja, that's the ongoing book, hits number 12. Lawful from Boom. The 3rd issue of Scale Trade. This is from Magma Comics, so we don't get a lot of their stuff, but that one looked interesting. All right, we got a couple G.I. Joe things this week. So you got regular or classic G.I. Joe, as I like to say. It's on 308. And then we're going to move right on to the 2nd issue of Destro. So that's in the new G.I. Joe verse, I guess. Is that Zaymot or Tomax or Zaymot? Tomax or Zaymot? I'm not sure. Not sure which one's which. Plastic. We get a brand new Thundercats at number 6. All right, and we get a second printing of Scarlet number 1 in case you missed it. So you get 2 different covers for that reprint. A couple of Spawn books. No Spawn. I don't know where all the Spawn books are, but the tie-ins are here. Rat City hits number 4, and Misery hits number 2. So, but none of the 4 core Spawn books this week again. All right, Blast from the Past. The 90s are back. Witchblade is back with a brand new book. There we go. So if you're fans of the old Witchblade, can Darkness be far behind? I don't know. Why not? Powerpuff Girls, they are back with their own new series, so that's a classic IP as well. All right, so they are back. Redcoat, that hits number 4. The Valiants, number 3. Man's Best, number 5. All right, so Elric, the famous fantasy character from the 70s, who... if you're a fan of, you probably know that they've reprinted some of the old stuff in more European graphic novel format. Well, this is an actual comic, so called The Necromancer. I don't know if it's a new story or if it's adapting an old book or story, but there it is. We've got something new called Paranoid Gardens from Dark Horse. It is bagged and boarded, and I have no idea why. I hazard to look inside, but it came bagged and boarded, weirdly. The Mammoth. That is from Mad Cave, hits number 2. And we'll have a couple of independents at the end, but let's get to DC. All right, Nightwing. And we have Superman 16, but it has a lot of Zatanna in it, I guess. She must be guest starring because she's on a lot of the covers. So that is the new Superman, though. New Hellblazer. Titans, Green Lantern War Journal, brand new Wonder Woman, and of course they're doing these art style covers still. Oh, darn it! Okay, whoop! I'm gonna grab that. All right, there's the main cover for Wonder Woman. Sorry. Our Crisis on Infinite Earths reprint continues, and we're on number 4 now. Catwoman. World's Finest. And we have the start of our second Elseworlds event. So we're returning to the world of Dark Knights of Steel. So if you remember that fantasy miniseries, Elseworlds from a year ago, it was pretty awesome. So we're returning to that world with Dark Knights of Steel all winter. All right, so yeah, every month for the next 6 months, I think, they're starting a new Elseworlds miniseries. So that's our second one. All right, and that's the end of DC, so pretty decent week for them, and we'll finish off with a couple of independents. Truth or Dare from the Archie Horrorverse is a one-shot. Fish Flies, which I thought was over, but I guess it wasn't, because that's issue 7, and it is out. Rifters, number 2, and wrapping it up with Into the Unbeing, number 2 from Dark Horse. So there you go, a solid week of comics all around, some good DC stuff. Not a lot of tie-ins to... Wonder Woman's a tie-in to Absolute Power. I think Superman is as well, but not a lot of Absolute Power. Wrapping up some Blood Hunt, and there you go. All right, well, thanks, everyone, for watching. You have a great day, and we'll see you at the stores. Bye-bye.